What's up, everybody? So I want to comment a little bit about the parade, and tell you what I saw. So there are a few things. I actually called my nephew. He's a retired Army, and as soon as I asked him if he saw anything weird, he said the same thing, and I was like, "That's funny. That's exactly what I saw." So here's what I saw. Number one, I saw the parade as not a show of force. I saw the parade as a process of expression for the American Grand Military. Now remember, only the Grand Military can operate inside America. Okay, that's why there's Grand Army Plaza up in Brooklyn, right? So the Grand Army Plaza, where the Grand Army was parked, and the Grand Army, or the Grand Military in grand jurisdiction, has now walked across the bridge into the nation, reclaiming the District of America. The military forces in the cities are there to protect the federal buildings, the same way that they were protecting the federal buildings by being housed in the federal buildings in the Trump inauguration. So what I saw was process, procedure. That's what I saw. I saw process. I saw that it was not a show of force. I saw that the troops were not practiced up and everything. I saw the troops that had been exiled or declared shipwrecked or sick or injured as of 1949 in the Red Cross Convention, returning to their nation and returning as the Grand Military. That's what I saw. And there are a couple key things. Number one, they went through all the different sets of veterans that there are. Number two, because the Grand Army, like grandparent, the seasoned are the veterans. That's the Grand. You got to have the militia with you. Those are the veterans. Okay? Number two, everything was green. Everything was green because they're returning to the natural land, and their color in natural is green. That's why you used to get pickled, because everything was green. You got your greens. You were pickled. You started out a rainbow, right? Because everyone was in different color clothing, and then you became pickled. You were green. You were greens. Okay? Even the tanks were painted green. All the equipment was painted green. That is a natural. Green is the natural color of the grass and the trees and the leaves. And that's what I saw. And there was a swearing in. Isn't that funny? There was a swearing in.
Left. Face. Mr. President, First Sergeant Norton reporting for duty, sir. Ready to commence the ceremony as directed.
I state your name.
I
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome to the United States Army, and have a great life. Thank you very much. Have a great life. Thank you.
When you go to MEPS, you get sworn in at MEPS. Then you go to your base for like basic training, right? You go to basic training, and you're sworn in before that. So that's like you're sworn in, and you get there as a rainbow, and then you get pickled, and then you now have your uniform, and that's it. You don't put on a uniform and get sworn in again. That's not how that works. So this is all procedural. This is all process. This is all formality of ceremony. It wasn't a show of force. It was a show that the land forces have returned. That's what I saw. The land forces have returned. And if they're in grand jurisdiction, then that was the swearing in of the American Continental Marines, or what is in our trust as the United States Marine Corps America Main Street Division, and the American Regular Army under regulation for the regulated militia. Regular Army, regulated. That's what I heard. And I heard in the swearing, he said regulation. Regulation and Uniform Code of Military Justice. That's what the swearing in said. So that's what I saw. I saw the formal procedure and process of declaration of the return of the nation's guardians, the Republic's guardians. Okay? And odds are those buildings, the federal buildings that all the military are at right now, those federal buildings are getting nationalized. They're no longer going to be under the federal government. So pretty soon you're going to see like politicians of that state go in there trying to get in buildings, and they're going to be telling them they don't have a sponsor and they don't have any jurisdiction, or they're not sponsored, and whatever they say is not received because they're foreign. God bless. Godspeed.